Hello friends, in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how I made this site drainage and locality plan. Now the first thing that I like to do when I start a site plan is the locality plan, because this is the simplest part. What I actually do is zoom into the Google Maps area as to where the building will be situated, and then I external reference it into this rectangle over here. And then I enter the text and label it as to what the subject site is along with the solid H color. Now the next thing that I like to do is fill in this table. Now I've already shown you how to create a table in AutoCAD, so you can follow my previous videos and you'll find it there. But just a minor brush up, this is the legal description. The legal description shows you the owner of the property, the locality as to where the property will be situated, the lot number, the town and city, the deposited plan number, the certificate number, the area of the land, in this case it's 988 square meters, the zoning, whether it's residential or commercial, the sanitary, is it sewered or unsewered. Now an unsewered site means that there will be a septic tank at the rear boundary and it has its own special rules for that, which is why I have also in the link in the description have attached the town and country planning of Fiji along with the national building code, and then I'll tell you how we can use that one in other videos. Now that you're aware of the legal description, let's move on to the area schedule. Now in the area schedule, I have shown each and every room in a summary like so to make the council's work easier, and then I've shown the drainage legend such as SHR means shower, WHB is hand basin. In the drainage pipe size, I have shown from WC or the water closet to the inspection chamber we'll be using a 100 diameter PVC pipe, and from the stainless steel sink to the gully trap we'll be using a 40 diameter. You can add 50, you can add 100, it's entirely up to you. Notes, I've added some basic notes here which I know that some people can read and understand, such as all inspection chambers to be spaced 6 meters apart, all dimensions to be confirmed on site prior construction, all stormwater to be discharged to a sump which will then discharge to either a weed drain or a reserve area, all domestic sewer to be discharged to sewer main, which is in this case the septic tank. Now the rule for the septic tank is 20% on development, which basically means that when you offset all of your lines from the boundary lines as per the town and country planning handout, which is attached in the link in the description, then the area that you have left in the middle, this area over here, this area, you can only use 20% of that area to do your construction as per the regulations of the town and country planning handbook. Now I had used the surveyor's drawing that was given to me by the client, but in this video I will show you how we can actually create this drawing ourselves. It is very simple to do, it's nothing hard. Once you get the right shape, then you can start offsetting and creating all of your other aspects in the drawings. The north point was also given in the surveyor's drawing, so I just copied that into my drawing. And let's begin. Now you might be seeing that my ribbon and the command line is missing. So to get the command line back, we do a Ctrl+9 and you get your command line back. To turn it off, you can do the same, and it will give you a dialog box which shows you how to turn on and off the command line. Now for the ribbon, I just did a full screen, so clean screen. So what I'll do is I'll just type Ctrl+0 together, or alternatively you can click over here to enter and exit into your clean screen or full screen mode. Now I'll move this one aside for now because we are going to draw a new one here. And let's start with a fresh line. So you might be wondering how I had brought in all these angles and line bearings. So basically it's very simple. The first thing that you need to do is create your X line. My apologies. Like so. Then you have to turn on your layer for the boundary line. Then we will refer to the notes that is given over here or in your site and surface or in your site plan given to you by your landowner. Now, not all the lands will have this site map drawn by the surveyor. So what you can do is, if you need to draw it, what you can do is just refer to this line bearing and this distance. Similarly over here, the distance and the line bearing, and same for the other two sides. So in this case, we are using a 179 degrees, 14 minutes and 50 seconds line bearing with a distance of 41 meter 499. Or if you wish to say this fully in millimeters, you can say 41,499 millimeters. So let's start that over here. Let me just bring this in a bit closer. So I don't have to zoom in, zoom out all the time. What I'll do is type PL for polyline because my layer is active, and then I'll just zoom into my distance. So my distance was 41 meter 499. I'll type here in millimeters 41499. Then I'll do a tab to shear switch, and then I'll enter my angles. The first angle that is there is 179 degrees. So I type 179. Then I type a small d. Then from there I will type 14 minutes. Then from there I will enter the seconds, that is 50 seconds, like so. And I'll press enter. Now as you can see that it has mirrored the line to the other side. So what we can do is simply just mirror it back using MI for mirror. And we will delete the origin. Now what we'll do is we'll enter this line. And this line has a distance of 23 meter 850 or 23,850. So I'll enter the distance here. $23,850, and then my angle is 89 degrees, 14 minutes and 50 seconds. Degrees, 14 minutes and 50 seconds. And press enter. Now the next line is again the same, but I can draw it for you. So what I'll do is I'll just re-enter all the lines. But as you can see, this one is 41 meter 400. Remember, a distance of 1 millimeter will make a big difference when you're using angles. So you will have to be very careful. So we type PL for polyline. Then we enter our line. Then we enter the distance, 41.4 meters. 41,400 millimeters. Then we enter our angle. The angle is the same, 179 degrees, 14 minutes and 50 seconds. So we'll enter the angle, 179 small d for degrees, 14 minutes and 50 seconds. And press enter. Similarly, you can mirror this into this side. Like so. And delete the original one. Now the last one also has the same angle. So what I'll do, same angle. So what I'll do is I'll just copy the front line and move it to the back. Like so. As you can see that is done. And then this line, if it's not actually sitting properly, you can make it sit like so. As you can see that the land will be slightly at an angle as per these lines. Now, as per the standard town and country planning booklet, for 1,000 square meter unsewered piece of land, you will have your offset from the front as 9 meters. So you'll draw a construction line like so and like so. In this case, the piece of land has another 2 meter of drainage reserve. So we will draw that line. draw that 2-meter drainage reserve and just copy one of these lines into the 2-meter reserve. You can delete that and do not get confused with the lines. Now the next offset that we will need to place is the actual building restriction line. So we'll type O for offset, then we press enter, then we enter our building offset restriction, that's 9 meters from the front peg and not from the drainage line, and move it in there. Then we type CO for copy and just copy this line and make sure that both the ends meet. If they don't meet, you can make them meet. Select them and extend the lines like so. So now that you have created your 2-meter drainage reserve along with the 9-meter building line restriction, what you can do is offset these lines at a offset of 3 meter, because as per the regulations, 1,000 square meter piece of land should be having an offset of 3 meters from both sides. Now this is, you must be wondering that this is the area is 988, so there is no specific. From 900 to 1,000 square meter, the law is the same. So when you're referring to the schedule, you will have to be slightly careful. So the offset is 3 meters from the sides. So we'll do that. One for here, one for here. And the rear offset, we have another drainage reserve at the end, at the back here of 2 meters. So we'll just enter our drainage reserve first. I gave the wrong distance, my apologies. Then we'll offset our line by 6 meters, like so. So just to be clear, this is your boundary line. This is the 2-meter offset from the front peg. This is the 9-meter offset from the front peg and not from the drainage line. These are the two offsets from the side, 3 meters each. This is the rear drainage reserve, 2 meters, and this is the 6-meter offsetted from the rear boundary line. Just check your lines so that they do not have any gaps and close them off, like so. Now that you have done that, what we can do is start adding the vital informations. Now this video will be quite long enough, so there's going to be a part 2 of it, and I do not wish to make my videos longer than 30 minutes. So the first thing that we'll need to do is bring in our text, or we can either bring it in or we can create it, and we can say that that is our line bearing. Now before we actually go ahead with the annotations, now that we have drawn the outline, what we can do is simply click on the sheet where our outline is going to be, and then we'll unlock our viewport and we'll figure out what scale we'll be using for the annotations. So in this case, a scale of 1:200 seems to be perfect, because we'll be adding quite a bit of information here. So we'll put it to 1:200 and then we'll lock it there. You can add the north point and the site locality later on as well, no problem there. So we will change this scale to 1:200 so that our annotations will fall at 1:200 and we do not have to create any more. Now what we'll do is we'll turn on the text layer first and we'll add all of our text into the site plane. So to create a text, what you have to do is type MT, that's multi-line text, and press OK and leave it there. And then we'll say just boundary line. Now as you can see that I've typed everything in small, so what you can do is just select everything and then do a Ctrl plus Shift plus U to make it capital, or Ctrl plus Shift plus L, make it small. In this case, I'll leave it to that size. Then I'll turn on my properties to my right, select this text and just edit a few of its properties. Now the style should not be dimension text, the style should be your layout text. So if you have created your layout text, you can put it to that. In this case, I'll just leave it to the dimension text. The paper text height for this text will be 2.5 millimeters. And you do not have to add a text to the frame. I mean, to a frame to the text. It's okay. Now what we can do is pull this one out, double click inside and trim this off, like so. Then what we'll do is we'll do a rotate and just rotate it about the base. We bring it over here, put it into the center and move it out slightly, like so. Similarly, we can mirror this to the other side, or we can just enter our information first. So the information that it should be is this. It should be written on the drawing, on your site map, or the drawings given by your surveyor. So what I'll do is I'll just do a copy and paste, because you understand how to actually fill in the text, like so. And then I'll line it up so that it looks neat. And then we'll mirror it onto the other side, like so. If you don't like this positioning, you can just simply mirror it again. But it will keep on changing its orientation. So you can just either move this and then you can select, and then the rotation of it you can change. You can change the rotation of it, or I'll just leave it at that for the time being. Now what we'll do is we'll copy this. Since we are in one line, we'll just do all the other things. So this is the 2 meter wide sewer reserve, and this is the 9 meter wide building restriction. This is the 6 meter wide building restriction, and this is the 2 meter wide reserve. So we'll fill in the information. Try to make your work technical. So we write 2M, that's 2 meter wide drainage reserve. Pull it out, trim it off, and click outside to let it go. If you think it's out, leave it there for now, because there are 3 more that we have to adjust to be consistent with the works. For this one, we can write 9 meter wide, 9M wide, building restriction. Now, the 9 meter wide building, you cannot actually cross this restriction line. You will have to apply for something that's known as a relaxation, which has a 50-50% chances whether you'll get it or not. So it's best just to leave that 9 meter as it is. Similarly, this one will be a 6 meter wide sewer reserve. Now, if you were to sit properly with this work, you would be getting this done within an hour's time. But since I'm explaining, so it's taking quite a bit of time. And this is the similar note as earlier. So we just say 2 meter wide drainage reserve. Or you can just copy and paste it over here. Pull it out and trim it. So now that you can see that the texts are all actually inconsistent, so what you can do is select all the texts together and just eyeball them so that they look parallel, like so. Now if you think that the distances are too far away, you can just simply move them in, or you can leave them as they are. I'll just move this one in and I'll leave the other one as it is. If you think it's inconsistent, you can just move that one in slightly. Then what you can do is copy one of your texts, place them over here, then rotate the text. RO for rotate, click over here, type R for reference. So you do point to point rotate. like so, and just to put them on this point, like so. And there you go. There you go. Now you can write here a 3 meter wide setback, or you can say building restriction. Keep it simple. The more complicated you make it, the more harder it is to read the drawings. So keep it simple, like so. And then what you can do is simply copy the text down here. Then you enter your angles. Now the current angle is 179 degrees, 14 minutes and 50 seconds. So what you can do is we can just say 179, and then you just type shift, then you type percent 2 times, the percentage or number 5 key 2 times, then you type D, and that will give you your degrees. So let me show you that again. You type shift, then you type percentage key or number 5 key 2 times, then you type D. Let go of shift and type D. That's your degrees. Then you get 14 minutes. Now the minute sign is very simple, 14. It should be right beside the enter key. Press it once. Then 50 seconds, shift, then right beside the enter key, press enter. Or don't have to press enter actually. Then you can write here line bearing, or you can say line angle. For this case I'll say line bearing. Then you can copy this and paste it over here, and then you can say that the angles is the same, so you don't have to worry about anything else. So now that you can see that your site has actually started to take its shape, so what we'll do is we'll create the boundary peg. So we type CO for copy, or you will just create one. C for circle, press enter. Just draw the circle diameter that you like and put it into the actual layer of it. So you can put it to boundary in this case, like so, and then just copy this into every corner. Now above a standard rectangle building line will have 4 pegs, but there you can have 5 or 6 pegs depending on the type of length that you have. Now what we'll do is we'll create our dimension. So we'll turn on the dimensions layer. And we'll select either from here aligned, or we'll enter using our command as DIMALI. So that's DIMALI. The scale is already set. You do not have to worry about anything. The annotation is automatic. Just select on your 2 outer lines, like so, and just move them out. Now if these do not match the distances that has been given to you on your site plane, then you'll have to go back and readjust them. But for this case everything seems to be okay. So what I'll do is I'll just move this one up slightly more so that I have room to put more of my dimensions. So when you're on one side, just try to complete all the dimensions. This is the 2 meter reserve. As you can see that the align dimensions is off. So again, DIMALI, DIMALI, and press enter. And there you go. It's out by a millimeter, so you'll have to adjust your dimension somewhere, which you can do that one by yourself. Then we will do another dimension. We'll move this out again. Then we will create another dimension that should be DIMALI again. And bring it up. Try to cascade your dimensions so that they look neat and tidy, like so. Similarly, you can either mirror the dimensions here, or for this exercise, I'll just show you. If you do not wish to use command, you can click on the drop down arrow beside the linear dimension, and you can say aligned dimension, like so. Leave it there, and you can move it up like so, so that it looks cascaded and neat. There will be slight difference in the distance because of the angle of the lines. So you can either adjust it or you can leave them as they are. Similarly, what we can do is we can mirror this down or just leave it. But for this point, for this case, I'm just going to mirror it downwards. As you can see that the alignment does not look good enough, so we won't be using that. We'll have to redraw the entire dimension. You don't have to keep on selecting and entering your command. What you can do is also press enter, both the enter keys separately or the space bar to get your commands back. As you can see, I've done it there like so. Never use a cheat dimension. It is not a good practice as a professional. Now, what I mean by a cheat dimension is what you do is double click on the text of the dimension, and then you cheat the dimension by entering whichever one that you thought was right, because you don't want to resolve a small millimeter of error. Remember, a small millimeter of error in your drawing will result in a huge number of meters in the actual construction if someone was to scale it and they did not check the scale of your drawings. So do not try to cheat the dimensions. Use the dimensions as they are. If they do not match up, make them match up. And then similarly, you can do the same for the rear boundary line. Now this video is going to be long enough anyway, so I'll be doing a part 2 of the video. Hope you have enjoyed and understood how to draw a side plan and how to actually insert the lines at an angles. Now it might be a bit confusing for first time users, but once you actually get used to it, it will become very easy for you. Now one more thing that does not look good is one of your side dimensions shows up like this, but the other one shows like this. So what you can do is simply select your dimension, then click on properties, then click on the text view direction. It currently is left to right. We'll just select that and we'll do a right to left, and now you can see that this one corresponds with this one perfectly. Similarly, we can repeat the steps for this one, but you'll have to work these one at a time. Like so. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more great contents, and if you have any other queries or questions, please let me know via comments. Thank you very much.